Hello, everyone. I'm Glory St. Germain from Ultimate Music Theory, and I am so honored to have my very special guest with me today, Leanna Minich, and she is an Ultimate Music Theory certified teacher, and we're going to get to not only meet Leanna, but hear about her success story. So welcome, Leanna. How are you doing?
I'm happy to be here with you, Glory. It's always delightful to share music and growth with you and learn from you. You're so motivating. I appreciate this opportunity.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, thank you. It's been such a delight to have you inside the UMTC Elite Educator Program. Can you tell us a little bit about your background in music and your music studio?
Well, I've always loved music as a child. It touched my heart, and I studied 4 different instruments when I was a teenager and had to come home from school and practice piano, accordion, organ, and violin. And then as I, when I went to a competition when I was a teenager, that is when I came back having won a trophy, not expected to earn that. And the director of the studio said, Leanna, you're so good with children. And her studio was growing at the time. And she said, I would love it if you could help me with these younger, brand new students. And that was my beginning. And I have continued through the years. I got my degree in composition in midlife, went back to school and finished. And I have taught in many different states, and I currently have students in different countries as well as different states. And being a music teacher, your business goes up and down. You have ups and downs and highs and lows, and students move away, they graduate, they get disinterested. So I was so thrilled when the Elite Music Educator course was introduced to me by you. And I'm so happy that I've had that experience. So that's basically my background. I have done other things in my life. I've, had other jobs and raised children, but I've always taught music, whether I came home from work and had students or got up early in the morning before getting children off to school. I've always had students because I love sharing what I know, and I love continuously learning.
We share that passion, Leanna. We're always talking about continued professional development. And it's one of the reasons that I created the UMTC Elite Educator Program for myself. I'm coachable. I'm always willing to learn. And I wanted to share that knowledge with so many music educators because we can become stale at what we do too. We teach the same pieces over and over again. So we need to continue with our own professional development. If you could share with us, where was your music business before you signed up for the UMTC Elite Educator Program?
I was stalled. Nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
The group of students and where I am living right now, all of a sudden sports just took over. I live in Utah, and mountain biking is a course in high school and junior high. And not only do they have that in their activities, but the weekends. So I couldn't teach anybody on the weekends because they were going on a mountain bike adventure to southern Utah or up into one of the mountain areas here. And so it was kind of stagnant. So it was perfect timing. Thank you.
And, sometimes it's interesting you said that because there often seems to be that pull towards, well, we have this massive commitment to sports and then music kind of gets on the back end. And yet when you think about it, music is what dedication and learning is a lifelong skill, whereas you might be biking for a little while and then you might not be. And so I really love to see that they put as much effort into their commitment into the music as they do into the sports. And I'm also, a somewhat athlete. I'm a runner. So I do appreciate having the physical fitness aspect in our life, and we all should, but we also need to have dedication into our music. So perhaps when you look back, what was maybe an obstacle or a struggle that you were looking to overcome in your business?
Well, I was looking for new ideas. I needed some fresh things to make music commitment and having a composition major, I wanted theory to come alive.
Yes.
And I had looked at, 10, 20, 30 different theory, groups. I'd pull something from here, something from there,
Yes.
and apply that. But when I came across ultimate music theory, I saw things. Had I had that course before I went to college, I'd have been top of the class. Learned so many new things and how to teach it simply, how to make it understandable. And so that was what I was looking for, things that would, excite the students about the music they were learning
Yeah.
with their understanding of the language of music.
Mhm. And I think, when you talk about, I know for myself, I always thought that music theory was boring for one thing, because it never was really applied to the music itself. And one of the reasons we've included the Ultimate Music Theory certification course inside the UMTC Elite Educator Program is exactly the reason that you said, Leanna, was to give teachers the words that they can use and how to teach the concepts easily and then make it relevant to the music. So, and congratulations on achieving your Ultimate Music Theory certification course. I was just so pleased with your dedication and, just the joy that you bring even into our coaching calls. I always so much enjoy hearing your stories of success as well. So tell me a little bit about how the UMTC Elite Educator Program helped you in growing your music business, because as you said, you're now teaching in different countries and different states. So how did the UMTC Elite Educator Program really help you, put you on your path to that?
A light turned on in my thinking and
Mm-hmm.
how I was going to go about. I realized I'd found a new direction, and I was thrilled that I knew that using theory club classes and as the core, that I would enhance the growth of every one of my students. And I had such an amazing experience yesterday. I had a young student that she's, in level 5, and she's kind of dragging her feet. We're doing one-on-one with her theory because of her high school schedule. And it was so fun. I looked at her theory and we were discussing the pattern of a major scale. And it was watching the light turn on in her eyes when she realized why that sharp was there, why that flat was there, by knowing that the scoop of a half step between 3 and 4 degree and 7 and 8, it made complete sense to her. She says, "This is so cool." And I thought she already understood that.
Right.
So the different ways we can go about teaching, here's a concept, you can attack it here, share it this way, you could share it that way, and their eyes open up. And it just makes music that much more fun.
It really does. And one of the things that I included in the UMTC Ultimate Music Theory certification course is the NLP, the Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and learning about visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners, and just how I know for myself, I'm a visual learner, but when I started my NLP training, I thought I was a kinesthetic learner. And so sometimes if we don't understand our own learning style, then you're right, we just stay in that one learning mode. And as you just shared with your students, when you can understand that they may be visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and you can kind of approach it from different ways, the light bulb goes on. And then of course they think you're like the smartest teacher on the planet because you have all the answers to their questions. So bravo, that must have been a fun moment for you.
It was so enriching. I had to text her mom after
Yeah.
and tell her, because we went way over and the family was going to the movies together. And I had to tell her, we had so much fun. And I really feel that she learned a lot. And it was. And she went out smiling. She always said, "Thank you, Miss Leanna. Thank you." And I
It,
like,
yeah, that's always so rewarding. I think that's why we do what we do as music educators, is just to see the joy in the faces. And sometimes our students can come in feeling like they haven't had a good day. And then somehow just within that time that they spend with us, they skip out the door as if the world is sunny everywhere. And it's so rewarding. So in your music business, what's coming up for you next in your business goals?
Through the Music Elite Program that I have so enjoyed, it has given me a whole new direction. I love teaching online. I love the group theory concept. I love watching students in Germany interact with students in California that are the same age, and when they miss each other, and who can get that answer first and who wants to share. So it's exciting. And so my goal has become much larger than I would have ever thought.
Yes.
2 years ago. I want to become a very successful international music theory teacher to students of all instruments and voice. And it was just this last week, I made contact with the AP, the high school AP program of music theory. I have a student who does not have time for that in his schedule. He graduates this year, but he's already signed up to take that exam.
Yeah.
So I feel very humbled to know that's my responsibility, that I give him, excuse me, all of the instruction that he needs to feel successful and get a great score on that exam. So I feel connected now with other AP high school teachers. And as I was watching, they had questions about dominant seventh chords, and I'm realizing I know where I can get that answer, or I already know that because it's concrete. I taught it to several students. So it's exciting. That is my new goal. I've established a new website, which is musictheoryplus.online. And I'm looking forward to watch that growth and to share what I have learned with others.
You know, I'm so proud of you, Leanna. I know as you were going through the UMTC Elite Educator Program, and now you're just teaching in different countries, and you're teaching online, and you got your website going on, and you're just blossoming. You just recently did a presentation at the Utah State Music Teachers Conference on ultimate music theory. And I just see the joy that you have brought other teachers in letting them know that, oh, wait a minute, this actually is fun. Not only fun, but can be very profitable as you're growing an international company that is teaching everywhere. And that's the beauty sometimes of having students from different countries, but also different instruments. You might have one student that is a voice student and another one that might be playing accordion, another one might be doing piano, but they all are in the same theory club class and they get to share that. And I think that's what is really, I mean, isn't that what musicians do, is that we communicate musically?
Yes, yes. And a former student, was in contact with him over the weekend, and he'd gone to guitar, and I told him, you know, I'm really going to focus now on teaching music theory. And then I showed him the circle of fifths because, you know, guitarists are always using chords and whatnot. And he said, I thought theory was just for piano. So there's a whole new world of youth out there that have a lot of excitement to learn a new language, to learn any instrument that they would choose to play.
Absolutely. And even when we think about teaching them that language, it enables them to open up any lead sheet or any book and just play because they can read and they know, you know, what a G7 chord is. Like they now become musicians that can, and you know, isn't it interesting when you even talk about yourself, Leanna, and the instruments that you play? Very often, if you're teaching piano, you might think, well, I teach piano and that's all my students will learn. But if you teach just piano, but your student might also pick up another instrument. They may land up picking up a saxophone or a violin or trumpet or whatever it might be. So by giving them that foundation in music theory, you make it so much easier for them to pick up another instrument and continue with their learning. So Kudos to you. Congratulations. It's funny that I see your accordion there because my mom played the accordion and I still have her accordion in my basement. So maybe I'll have to pick it up and get some lessons from you. That would be fun. So when we reflect back about your progress as you went through the UMTC Elite Educator Program, how do you think it's changed how you think about your business?
Glory, it has given me more confidence in what I do, and more tools to accomplish the goals that I have. Some of my students come in and not only do I have the workbook, but I also have the supplement books because many participate with Royal Conservatory.
Yes.
And then I have, I've made all the wonderful tools that you have provided in this membership program that we can be a part of, that I've got them printed and laminated. And when I have two siblings come in, one of them will say, "Where's my worksheets?" And they grab a marker and they use the white, the erase marker, and they hurry and do it. Do you have another one? So there's more than just talking. There's doing and sharing and enlightening and making it fun for the students, whether they're in the studio or whether they're online, and writing with annotation skills on the games and the whiteboard and the worksheets. So the tools are there for me, which I so appreciate. Thanks, Glory.
Yes. And I love that you shared that, Leanna, because I think that's what is so engaging when we use all these different avenues of having them, play the analysis pieces that are in, each of the review tests, have them playing those as a performance and then doing the analysis, playing the games, doing the worksheets. Like now it just becomes this really, we open the crayon box and we don't just have to color with blue. We get to use red and green and orange, and we can just do all these different colors. And we also talk about composition through the supplemental series. So, and you, of course, as a composer, you're already going, well, this is just makes it easy, because very often teachers have never taught composition. And so if that's a struggle, now it's just easy because it's kind of mapped out for you. So I'm sure your students love doing composing with you as well, Leanna.
Yes, yes. And in the AP list, they were looking for pieces with different kinds of chords to give their students to analyze. And I thought, wow, this program, every chapter ends with an analysis. And it is so exciting because I'm also sharing with another teacher who wants to look into the program. And she was amazed that there's all this analysis work. And, a teacher, students that are interested in composition, they come at you unexpectedly. And to be able to share those skills is absolutely, it's such a joy. Just joy.
It's really fun, isn't it? So what was your biggest takeaway in completing the UMTC Elite Educator Program?
Oh, that's an easy one. To set goals and follow through. And I'm still working on that. It is constant through life. In fact, I was telling my husband, I always used to write things down and I had a list to do this and a list to do that. But the way in the goal setting that you have shared with us, it's more detailed and it's more precise and it's more rewarding than just check mark on a list that you made.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, and thank you, Leanna, because I think when we talk about setting goals and when we have accountability partners, I always say goal setting with accountability and a roadmap to get us there is what creates the success path. And we can all set goals, but if we don't have accountability and we don't have direction, then we're probably, it's good intentions, right? So I think this just makes it so much more exciting and especially when we do it all together, right? Because that's what the Elite Educator Program is about, is we work together, to establish those. So just my final question, what would you say to someone who is thinking about taking the UMTC Elite Educator Program to really elevate, impact, and grow their expert music business?
I would say if you're looking to learn and to grow your business and to continue learning and develop lifelong friends all over the world, Tulani in Zimbabwe, Heather in New Zealand, and so many in Canada and here in the US, this is where you're going to get that interaction. And I cherish those contacts. Because you mentioned accountability. I get emails and throughout the week from people in Seattle that I've met, people in Oregon and Canada. And I was born in Canada, so that touches my heart to be able to have so many friends in Eastern and Western Canada. So the program, I would tell them, if you're looking for something to give you the tools to establish a grand, solid set of direction, this will allow anybody who's thinking about it to reach your full potential and grow beyond what you would have ever thought you would. I have. In this last year and a half, I have grown musically and teaching with concepts and friends and development and accountability. There's so much to read and do and explore. The whole world is open to you, and you have to have a sense of direction yourself to stick to the goals that you want to do. And that's what this program has given me. And once again, I say thank you, Glory.
Thank you so much, Leanna, for joining me today. I so appreciate it. And I'm so thrilled that you're part of our UMTC Elite Educator Program. And I certainly welcome everyone into the UMTC Elite Educator Program. So you can go ahead and click Learn More. And we look forward to connecting with you and welcoming you into our community. So thank you so much, Leanna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye now.